Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the MyCAREER universe in WWE 2K22. This is the story of Leviticus, and speaking of Leviticus, we're kicking NXT off with a man that is on everyone's minds after what he did last week at New Year's Evil, and a hint as to what he did is in his right hand. Because last week at NXT Takeover New Year's Evil, it was when Leviticus arrived on the scene here in NXT, and he would take out Keith Lee at the top of the ladder in that 5-way match to crown the first ever NXT Money in the Bank holder. Leviticus stealing the contract, and now we've just got to ask, what is next for that contract? Does it belong to Leviticus now? We don't know what the hell's going on here in NXT, but I'll tell you one thing, I hope we can get some answers out of Levi right here, right now, to open up the show. And I'll tell you one thing for damn free, the men that were in that ladder match that sacrificed life and limb are not happy with Leviticus after what he did, stealing the contract. You see, where I'm from, what I did last week at NXT Takeover New Year's Evil was fair game, because where I'm from, there are no laws. Anything went in the Old West, and apparently from everything I've seen, anything goes here in NXT. So this bounty rightfully belongs to me. And like I said, even before I arrived here, I was watching. I saw this place almost literally go up in flames for over a year through an all-out war against the Undisputed. I witnessed an Imperium siege from overseas. I witnessed the arrival of the Devil's Sky. I saw it all. But here's the thing, if you thought that era was full of chaos, you ain't seen nothing yet. For I am the resident outlaw Leviticus, and this is now my jurisdiction. Oh, wait just a minute, Levi. You want to talk about this being your jurisdiction now? You look at a man who has held down NXT for the better part of 3 years. The North American champion, the Kingpin, Keith Lee, is here. And Keith Lee certainly got a bone to pick with Leviticus after the events of New Year's Evil. Keith Lee was just moments away from becoming Mr. Money in the Bank for the first time here in NXT before Leviticus arrived and ruined all of his plans. Nah, see, I'm not about to sit back there and listen to this bullshit. Levi, you never rightfully won that contract. You weren't even in the match. It was my match to win, and you stole that moment from me. Why don't you put your money where your mouth is? Oh, so limitless one. You want this contract? Pry it from my cold dead hands. Happily, but be careful what you wish for. Wait a minute. You didn't let me finish. If I'm putting my contract on the line, you better put something on the line too. Okay, what is it you desire? If I am anything, I am a fair man, so I'm not gonna ask you instantly for a title shot, but if I beat you, I not only get to keep the contract, I also become the #1 contender for that North American Championship. Fine, it's irrelevant anyway. I'm taking back what's rightfully mine tonight, and your cowboy ass will bask in my glory. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our colossal main event here live on NXT, where the NXT Money in the Bank briefcase is up for grabs. It is on the line as the limitless North American champion Keith Lee takes on the debuting Leviticus. And even though the resident outlaw will have you believe that he won the ladder match at New Year's Evil last week to win the briefcase after unhooking it from above the ladder, it was not an official in-ring debut from Leviticus. Tonight, ironically enough, he said it to Keith Lee, but for Leviticus, he must put his money where his mouth is and retain that briefcase or win it officially, depending on your opinion on this entire situation. But nevertheless, what an in-ring debut match we have here for Leviticus, the resident outlaw against the limitless one, live here in the main event. This one is gonna be good. And there is Leviticus making his entrance on his motorcycle as only he can, but for the resident outlaw, he needs to mean business here tonight. It's one thing to make a grand entrance here to your in-ring debut, but he needs to put his money where his mouth is and retain that briefcase that he holds, because it holds a golden opportunity, no pun intended. I know this is the black and gold brand, but it holds a golden opportunity to potentially face the NXT champion Kenny Omega at some point in the near future. For Leviticus, this is an absolute must-win in his debut. And when it comes to Leviticus, he's about as cocky, arrogant, and disrespectful as they come, but he's an outlaw after all. The question is, will this outlaw collect on his bounty here tonight? Here we go. Keith Lee against Leviticus is underway, and the referee almost just got absolutely clobbered by the 6'5", 300-pounder in Leviticus. And right now, Leviticus having his way with Keith Lee almost makes Keith Lee look like a damn child with how big Leviticus is. Clothesline, taking his damn head off. Talk about how Leviticus is going to collect on a bounty here tonight and retain that briefcase, but my god, Keith Lee is the kingpin after all. He has dominated NXT for most of his run here. He's been North American champion for almost a year since he took it from DANTE Inferno last year, just before Mania weekend, but right now, he has been dominated by Leviticus. Look at this again. Right now, Keith Lee just can't get in any offense. He has been dominated. Has the kingpin finally met his match right now? Hang on a second now. Leviticus throwing Keith Lee onto the apron right there. Oh my goodness me. What the hell is Levi thinking? Levi about to just drop Keith Lee like a stack of dimes on the apron. Lee has not had the greatest start of this matchup, but he moves out of the way right there. If anyone could turn the tide of the match, it'd be Keith Lee. Big shoulder block. As Keith Lee said earlier tonight, when these two men got into that heated confrontation, he believes he's going to take back what is always, oh my goodness me, the Calamity Jane. The Calamity Jane taking his damn head off. The Calamity Jane clothesline by Leviticus, but no, it's a kick out from Lee, but Lee felt that one. That rocked the entire NXT universe. The Calamity Jane, one of those moves that can truly come out of nowhere. Same with Leviticus's High Noon, which is a move that has won in many a match in the past, but right now, Keith Lee with the counter. Keith Lee with the counter, fighting back, fighting for life and limb right now. And now Lee, hang on a second, perhaps looking for a spirit bomb. Keith Lee looking for a spirit bomb, and he got it. He got absolutely all of that spirit bomb, but no, Levi kicks out. In the words of a famous song made by people in this community, don't you dare forget about Keith Lee right there. Back body drop to Leviticus. He was going for a powerbomb of his own right there, but no, Lee is in control. And look at this, the disrespect, it's already getting ugly between these two rivals, and who can blame him? Keith Lee had his moment stolen. It was his briefcase to take at New Year's Eve. We could be looking at Mr. Money in the Bank and North American champion Keith Lee right now if it wasn't for the arrival of Levi here in NXT, stealing that moment away from Keith Lee. And oh my god, the powerbomb, or excuse me, the cannonball in the corner. A man of that size should not be able to move that way, but Keith Lee always about defining the odds, and now Keith Lee with a splash in the corner. Goodness gracious me, Keith Lee in the best shape of his life right now, and Keith Lee, here we go, moonsault, no, oh, he caught his knee awkwardly on the way down. It was a mixture between Levi getting his knees up, and then I think the connection of the knees right there, or Keith Lee just kind of miscalculating the situation, and now Levi is right back in control. What a wicked elbow. Now Leviticus taking his damn head off again. Now wait a second, Keith Lee here, oh, he was going for something big, but it was a counter by Leviticus, a counter by Leviticus, and now what the hell, oh my god, the Calamity Jane taking his damn head off again. One of the most wicked clotheslines in the business today is Leviticus, but no, another kick out. Levi, the resident outlaw, so damn close to officially becoming Mr. Money in the Bank right there, but it was not to be. Look at this, always finding time to glow. I said it at the start of the matchup, he's cocky, he's disrespectful, he's arrogant, he's an outlaw, but damn it, he is good at what he does, and he's going to make a great addition to this NXT roster. These two men, it's turning into an all-out brawl right now, but now Leviticus has Lee up for the High Noon, and look at this, again, cocky, disrespectful, arrogant, just go for the cover, goddammit. Leviticus, oh no, he misses it. Levi basically saying anything you can do, I can do better, but this time, Keith Lee does not allow it to happen. He gets out the way, and now a beaten down Keith Lee, about to go for it again, the spirit bomb by Lee. You can do, I can do better. Both men not quite connecting off the top rope, and look at this, now Lee's all kinds of fired up. Lee is all kinds of fired up, the North American champion, looking to put away Levi here, looking to put away Leviticus. Big bang catastrophe, big bang catastrophe, it's over. No, oh Oh my god, how is Leviticus still alive? One thing I do want to harken back to momentarily is these two men are brawling on the outside of the ring and Keith Lee getting thrown into the steel again. That steel fence that is there for COVID guidelines, using it to his advantage is Leviticus right now. But one thing I do want to harken back to, as I was saying moments ago, is the point in this matchup where Leviticus connected with that high noon that has won in many a match outside of NXT, but he did not go for the cover after that. You've got to ask yourself, was that a key point, a key turning point that Leviticus is going to regret in this match? Because if Leviticus was a little less cocky, a little less disrespectful, and a little less arrogant, perhaps he would have gone for the cover right there, and he could have already won this match and been out of here with that Money in the Bank briefcase. But instead, he went for more punishment on his opponent, and you've got to wonder if that's going to cost him. And now Keith Lee with a counter right there. Keith Lee, but another counter by Leviticus, and now Leviticus rolling Keith Lee up right here. He's got a handful of trousers, and Leviticus, oh my goodness me, that's one of the closest two counts I've ever seen. He had him right there, but it was not to be. It was conjoined twins close, and now Leviticus with that elbow bouncing off the ropes. Big clothesline again. Oh, for goodness sake, no, not like this from Leviticus. He's got that steel chair after the referee was inadvertently knocked down. The steel chair shot to Keith Lee, and the referee is still down, but Leviticus has Keith Lee rocked after that steel chair shot on the Calamity Jane. Look at this, Levi soaking up his handiwork right here. Leviticus has rocked the North American champion, and now Leviticus lining him up once again. Oh no, not another one, not another high noon. High noon by Leviticus, and he's still not done doling out punishment on Keith Lee. This sick sadistic bastard with another high noon to the North American champion, and this resident outlaw straight into the cover, and Leviticus has done it. Leviticus wins the Money in the Bank briefcase. You can mark that down as an official win, because it was a robbery, a damn daylight robbery, and that's just the way it is on New Year's Eve. But now Leviticus, no one can argue that he is officially Mr. Money in the Bank here in NXT, and he may be the most dangerous Mr. Money in the Bank we have ever seen. As Leviticus collects on his first official bounty here in NXT, and now that he officially can call himself NXT's Mr. Money in the Bank, you know what bounty is next to be collected, and his name is Kenny Omega, and the title he holds is that of the NXT Championship. But one thing that is for certain, whether or not you agree with the way he conducts business, whether or not you agree with his actions, Leviticus has arrived here in NXT, and he is here to stay. And there may not be a man on this entire roster that is capable of stopping him now.